Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Stream Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknowns demo. My name is Burning Earth Chris, and I'm going to be your pilot tonight. Sorry, I just woke up. So this is a demo of a game that is supposed to be coming out very soon. I've been hearing some mixed things, but I'm still going to play this game because, one, I love Star Trek, two, there aren't enough Star Trek games out there. And this game just looks really, really nice. I mean, look at this. The Voyager looks amazing. The sun looks amazing. And I think Star Trek Voyager is the perfect backdrop for a game like this. From what I understand, this game is kind of like FTL in that it's like a rogue-like video game. So... Alright, let's get into this. You are the captain of the Federation starship USS Voyager. Ooh, okay. Okay, that looks cinematic as hell. Okay. Gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Ensign Kim, you're fresh from the Academy. Ready for your first deep space assignment? Reporting for duty, Captain. It's an honor to be here. I hope I live up to your expectations. Ensign Kim, I trust you've already met Tom Paris, our esteemed observer, a former Maquis pilot who will help us search the Badlands for the Maquis vessel. With all due respect, ma'am, observer is hardly a title befitting my talents. I'm the best damn pilot in the sector. Call me pilot extraordinaire, Ensign. The Maquis? Wow, I've heard a lot of stories about them. Relax. I was with the Maquis only for a few weeks before I was captured and sent to a lovely little penal colony in New Zealand. Prison? Enough chatter, gentlemen. All hands, this is the captain. Report to your stations. Helm, take us into the Badlands. Maximum warp. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. The Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Captain Janeway observes the swirling chaos from the view screen, a subtle smile playing on her lips. She's ready for the challenge. Scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues might be hiding? Well, I wasn't exactly Maquis of the Year, Captain, but they did prefer underground bases, remote planets, and... Captain, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm reading a coherent tetrion beam scanning us, and... a displacement wave heading towards us! A colossal wave of turbulent energy surges toward Voyager, its power dwarfing anything the crew's ever seen. With no time to analyze the threat, emergency measures are initiated. Red alert. Helm, evasive maneuvers. No effect. The wave will intercept us in 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Uh-oh. As the crew regains consciousness, they find their bridge in total devastation. Twisted metal, sparking consoles, and injured crewmates paint a grim picture. What just happened? Damage report. Major hull and deck damage. The transporters are offline and we're receiving casualty reports. Bridge to sick bay. Doctor, I've got injured crew on the bridge. Doctor? Damn. Captain, we're losing systems across multiple decks. The deuterium tanks are empty. Warp core's gone to gray mode. We're on reserves. Barely. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Scan for the nearest source of deuterium. External sensors are offline. Stellar cartography must be down. Voyager's blind, Captain. Janeway to engineering. We need stellar cartography back online now. Alright, give me 1 second here, folks. Alright, welcome to the tutorial. Click on the question mark icon on the left pad of the screen to revisit any tutorial screen or controller. Press D-pad left 2 times. Some additional tutorials will not pop up during gameplay but automatically appear in the tutorials list. Check out the new tutorial screens now. Looks like everything's fine there. Alright, activate stellar cartography by switching the power on. Okay, so it takes up 3 energy and 2 crew? And I can upgrade it at some point. Okay, that's good to know. Cool. This does feel a bit like FTL, but with a bit more resource management that I have to be aware of. Okay. Crew is the heart and soul of Voyager. Crew is required to operate rooms but needs quarters, rations, and treatment when they're sick or injured. Morale influences how productive your crew is working. Work teams are required to perform repairs, construction, and hull repair on board of Voyager. Okay. Food, tritanium, duranium, batteries, and energy. Okay. Energy is provided by the warp core and used to operate every room inside of Voyager. Each warp core tier provides a different amount of energy. Deuterium. Transformed into the energy in the warp core, it can also be used to replicate food. Okay, so these look like raw resources, and some of these look like renewable resources. Dilithium is a rare resource that's mandatory for warp core upgrades, also used to construct shuttles, to hire allied ships for combat, and to advance the tech tree. Dilithium is a valuable trading resource. Science points produced in the science lab. Occasionally, they can also be obtained in away missions or points of interest. Science points are required to research technologies in the tech tree. Bioneural gel. They really went all in with the technobabble on this, and I love it. Bioneural gel packs are a vital resource for initially repairing life support as well as constructing and upgrading rooms. Bioneural gel packs are produced in the biolab from food and tritanium. Nanites. Required to build and upgrade Borg rooms. Borg nanites are produced from the biolab from deuterium and tritanium. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's switch this on. Captain, sensors are picking up something out there, but... what Harry is trying to stammer out is that we're not in the Badlands anymore. The Caretaker's Array. Damn, that looks so beautiful. is that thing? Where are we? If our sensors are working, we just jumped over 70,000 light years into the Delta Quadrant. The Delta Quadrant? How? Captain, life support systems are failing. This array will have to wait. Mr. Paris, take the helm. Find us a deuterium source. Okay, so this deviates a little bit from the original pilot, but that's good to know. Scan points of interest marked with white question marks to reveal resources. Okay. Let's check this out. A Class M planet, so that might be suitable for humans. Let's scan it. Okay, there's duranium and an unknown resource over here, but I can't get any more info out of that unless I upgrade solar cartography. Good to know. Okay. Let's scan this one too. Does scanning cost anything? I don't think it does. Okay, more duranium and another unknown resource. More duranium. We need deuterium. Oh, there we go. Now we can get deuterium. Navigate your ship by traveling to various locations. While traveling, time passes in the form of cycles. When visiting points of interest, you can choose between different approaches with different risks and outcomes. The different colors of the chance bar represent the possible outcomes. Excellent and good, which are in green, increase rewards like extra resources, morale, etc. Average can include minor setbacks. Bad and terrible outcomes provide low rewards and medium to major setbacks like destroyed rooms, hull damage, or severe injuries. Okay. So, green good, yellow okay, red bad idea. Alright, let's set a course. Oh, hello. Captain, we're receiving a hail from an unidentified vessel requesting assistance. Keep a safe distance and transmit navigation data. We transmitted the data, Captain, and they were able to correct their course. They were appreciative and sent over a medium amount of supply of resources as a gesture of thanks. Okay. So, what do we got here? Oh, deuterium! Cool! Hi, Wretch. No, we haven't even gotten past the caretaker's array yet. Also, Tuvix did nothing wrong and I will die on this hill. Captain, we can now deactivate gray mode. Ready to increase warp core output. Okay. The warp core is the reactor that powers the ship. To generate energy, it continuously consumes deuterium. Depending on the reactor level, you'll produce more energy, but more deuterium is required. Increase the power output by selecting main engineering and switching the warp core to a higher tier. Okay, good to know. Alright. Let's upgrade it. Our energy levels are returning to normal, Captain. Good. Now what about this thing, this array? I can't tell, Captain, but our scanners detected a Maquis vessel next to it. Well, let's be sure. Scan for life signs. Scan the ship for life signs, Ensign. There's no one on board, Captain. Alright, let's scan the array. What about the array? It seems our sensors can't penetrate it. Okay. We'll just have to see for ourselves. I want the transporter room repaired and ready. Don't ask me how, but I think you should throw Seska in the brig. You know, something tells me you are absolutely correct about that. Mr. Paris, get us to a uranium deposit. We'll need it to repair the transporter room. Alright. So I need 14 uranium to repair the transporter room. Oh, Voyager's orbiting the planet. I was wondering if that was just my eyes playing tricks on me, but that's cool. Okay. Alright. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful here. Let's try using the tractor beam. Nice! Captain, the operation was a big success. We managed to recover a lot of resources. Okay, so that's 54? Nice. We now have all the uranium we need. Engineering is standing by to repair the transporter, Captain. Let's do it. Transporters are back online, Captain. Mr. Paris, set course for the array. It's time we got some answers. Acquire coffee to prevent crew fatalities. Don't worry, Rich. I'm sure that there's a nebula nearby with plenty of coffee in it. Ensign Kim and Mr. Paris, get ready for your first away mission. Alright, away missions present a series of challenges. Heroes possess skills and traits. Select heroes with the matching skills for your away team. Okay. Recommended traits, pilot and quick-witted, and they have those in abundance. Sweet. Let's go. Decide on an approach and select the hero to complete the challenge with the appropriate skill. If the skill is lower than the requirement, the success chance is displayed. Okay. Captain? We seem to have materialized in the middle of a cornfield. This place is eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? Let's scan for life signs or strange energy signatures. That's probably the best thing we can do. Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs and detect a strange energy spike emanating from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch of a nearby farmhouse strumming a banjo. After a challenge, the participating team members are fatigued and their skill values are reduced. Let them rest for the next challenge to recover and plan ahead accordingly. I kind of wish they'd gotten to do what the writers had in mind originally. It was going to take a longer time for the Maquis to assimilate the crew and... Huh! Interesting. I didn't know that. That's... yeah. I think that would have been cool to sort of achieve the original vision there, but... what can you do? Alright. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? Well, Harry's fatigued. Let's try to read his body language. Let's be diplomats here. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he's putting on an act, but they can't quite put his finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early and how it is not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. Okay. Alright. You could select more than one hero for a challenge if they possess the required skill. If the accumulated skill value is equal or higher than the required number, you have a chance for critical success. Okay. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There's definitely something strange about it, especially the back wall. Alright, let's try to break the illusion of the wall. Ooh, critical success. You better promote that poor entity if it ever gets... Absolutely. Harry Kim deserves that promotion. You know, I'm kind of glad they made him a captain in the end of at the end of the series, but that might have just been in an alternate reality. But yeah, if I get the chance, I'm definitely promoting Harry. Alright, Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air. But before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in, wielding farm tools as weapons. The old man appears and reveals the barn is an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half-Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. I'm assuming that's Chakotay and Banana Taurus. Sometimes you have to make major decisions that have a large influence on how the story proceeds. These decisions are marked with a golden outline. Okay. Yep, that's them, alright. These people must be the missing Maquis. They're being held here, Captain. We must get them out of here. One of my top 5 episodes is with him and Chakotay. Timeless. That's a great episode, yeah. Didn't that one also have Geordi LaForge as the captain of the Challenger? I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, that was a good... That's a great episode of Voyager there. God, what's my favorite episode of Voyager? I was always partial to the 2-part Scorpion episode myself. And not just because it introduced the 7 of 9, but because it also sort of gives us context as to what the Borg are essentially afraid of. Alright, let's wake up... Yeah, we have all the duranium I think we need for a while. Oh, okay. Well, we have plenty of that too. You know what, let's wake up the tattooed guy. Your choice has consequences. Tom rushes towards the tattooed man, hoping to shake him awake. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, a look of concern on his face. Before Tom can react, a blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Okay, so it looks like my crew can level up too the more that they do the missions. That's good to know. Yeah, this is feeling more like FTL the more I play it. Captain Janeway anxiously awaits the return of her away team when Tom Paris unexpectedly materializes behind her. What happened on the array? Captain! What happened over there, Mr. Paris? We lost contact with you for several hours. What? But we were there for only an hour, right, Harry? Harry? He was just beside me. And he's still on the array. But why were you released and not... The Maquis are hailing us, Captain. Putting them on screen. Year of Hell 1 and 2, The Memorial, Timeless, and maybe Death Wish for me. Okay, yeah, those are good episodes. Oh my goodness, Year of Hell was a mind trip. Ah, man, that Year of Hell episode two-parter was. If I had a temporal weapon that could destroy time the way the Krenim had one, there are so many things I would undo in my life. Of course, I'd want to minimize the temporal damage to everything else, but you know. I'm Commander Chakotay the Maquis. My chief engineer, Balana Torres, is missing. Is she with you? No, Commander. One of our own is also missing. It seems we share a problem and it would make sense if we solved it together. 3 of us will beam over to your ship. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Chakotay and his Maquis crew on the bridge is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shattered predicament. Year of Hell was awesome, especially since... Oh yeah, I do remember reading about that. Yeah, they were gonna have like the whole season be the Year of Hell, and I think that would have made for a really incredible story there. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm kind of glad they just sort of went with a two-parter, because like it gave us room for a bit more storytelling in that, if that makes any sense. Like it gave us a bit more room to focus on the core of the series. But I think a Year of Hell season would have been really, really cool to do. Captain, this is Seska, one of my engineers, and Tuvok, my... Oh, I know who he is. Glad to have you back, Mr. Tuvok. As am I, Captain. Commander Chakotay, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate your crew. Were you going to deliver us into their waiting hands, Vulcan? Correct. However, I assure you I performed my duties aboard your ship to the highest standards. Charming. And I see you have Paris with you too. Are you forming a Maquis Traders Club, Captain? You win some, you lose some, Commander. Let's focus on bringing Torres and Kim back from the array. We can't get back inside. They sealed the entrances and are blocking incoming hails. Lieutenant Tuvok, get out to engineering and find a way to bypass whatever's jamming our communications. Report back as soon as you have a solution. I understand it. I think some people would have been upset if it ended like the arc didn't. Yeah, I think I agree wholeheartedly. Like putting a reset button on the entire season, it probably would have made a lot of people angry. It would have made me angry too, that's for sure. Like they go through all of that just for nothing. That just to have it all be wiped away from time. That would have understandably made some people angry there. All right, let's see what we got here. Captain, the ship status remains critical. Repair protocols aren't imperative. We require resources at the engineering office to mobilize additional workforces. Prioritize life support, secure core decks, and restore Deck 5 functionality first to gain access to the engineering office. Okay. To be able to supply power to a room, you need to activate the life support unit of the corresponding deck. Oh, so I can do this deck by deck. That's good to know. Each life support unit consumes energy supply accordingly. I remember in the original series, the Ultimate Computer episode with the M5, it did that to save power on the Enterprise while it was installed. Life support restored on Deck 5, Captain. Engineering office is now accessible. And of course it's a mess. We'll have to fix it before we can even use it. Alright. I could dismantle it? I wonder if I could replace that eventually at some point if I wanted to. But let's repair it for now. Repairs in progress. Until completion, it would be logical to scan all planets in the system and gather more deuterium and uranium. Okay, Wretch, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Okay. Alright, let's do this. Let's scan you. Deuterium and an unknown resource. I'll scan you. There's some uranium here. Oh, a gas giant. Okay, let's see. Deuterium. Yeah, I guess gas giants would have deuterium in them, wouldn't they? What's this? Oh, a debris field. Oh, interesting. Okay. Is there a way that I can pan my... Okay, WASDA. Does it? Okay. Cool. Alright, explore the system and gather more resources until the engineering office is repaired. Alright, let's see. Let's check out this shipwreck, if we can. Engineering office repaired. Provides up to +1 work team. Work teams are required to perform repairs, construction, and hull repair on board of Voyager. Cool! Close to finish all actions automatically, and enter ship to manage manually. I'll close the report. Engineering office fully operational again, Captain. We now have an additional work team to carry out 2 tasks simultaneously. Okay, building or repairing rooms, even clearing rubble, occupies work teams. To be able to carry out several tasks at the same time, obtain additional teams by building or upgrading engineering offices. Okay. Logically, we should now focus on Deck 2 and the mess hall to ensure the crew's food supply, maintaining their physical endurance. This requires reactivating life support in that section first. Okay. The morale bar shows your current morale, the change to morale per cycle, and icons indicating your crew's needs. Open the overview screen by pressing tab and switching to morale to get detailed info about your crew's needs. Your decisions in ship management and affect crew morale. If morale falls to 0, the crew mutinies and the game is over. Oh, good to know. Alright, let's switch you on. Life support restored on Deck 2, Captain. Access to the mess hall is now possible. However, it has sustained extensive damage. Emergency rations are currently deployed. After repair, the crew can access replicator rations again. Alright, let's fix you up. Let's see. That's 1 work crew, right? Work team. That should take 3 cycles and then 6 duranium, right? Repairs in progress. Until completion, we should address crew accommodation. Ruined rooms must be cleared to create room for residential sections. Okay, the ship is heavily damaged and many parts are destroyed beyond repair. To free up new building space, you'll first have to remove the remnants of the old. Select the room and give the order to clear the debris. Removing debris takes time. To pass the time, travel on the map. Fair enough. You can use a work team to clear up more building space and gain a few resources. And that gives me more duranium. Good to know. Cool. While waiting for our work teams to finish, we should continue to collect more resources. Already on it there, Mr. Tuvix. Alright, life support is active on Deck 2, and the mess hall looks like it has been fixed. Mess hall repairs are completed, Captain. We should switch to replicator rations now. It would enhance crew well-being. With every cycle your crew consumes rations, you can always use emergency rations, which don't require resources but lower morale. The crew is used to consume premium rations. Oh, the crew is used to consume premium rations made by the replicator. Those increase morale but consume deuterium. So it's a balancing act of these resources. Good to know. So these severely weaken morale. Okay. Replicator rations are now issued to the crew, Captain. I wonder if we can further upgrade that at some point. Like, we can maybe give the crew a good meal. Like, would the term luxury be applicable there? I don't know. But I want to keep my crew in good shape. Even if I wasn't just doing this for the sake of keeping morale up. I'd want them to have some... I'd want them to be well fed and not necessarily babied, but I'd want to be able to give them the best morale I could. Okay, so max amount of morale is 4,000, and it takes away 40 per cycle. But they need living quarters. Okay. Can I clear this out and make quarters? Okay. And the science lab. Not enough work teams. Hire more in the engineering room. Okay. Engineering office. Alright. I'll clear this out and maybe see if I can get some quarters built up for them. Oh, this looks so neat. So I can zoom out and then zoom in where my mouse is. That's good to know. I can eventually repair the shuttle bay, too. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's go back to the system view. Okay. Let's enter the ship. Oh, that's the captain's yacht, the Aero Shuttle. That's good to know. Okay, what else is there that we can do? Ruined room removal concluded. Great, maybe we can finally rebuild some crew quarters. My back is killing me from sleeping in the corridor. It'll do wonders for morale, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll try to build additional crew quarters next to the mess hall there, too, just to make sure that we have something for the crew. If we can. I'm not sure if that's a game limitation or not. Alright, to build new rooms, select the empty building space to bring into the construction menu. If you have enough work teams and resources, you can build the room. Every room needs a corresponding area, so plan accordingly. Okay. Maintenance crew, tech, combat, Borg tech. Emergency quarters, observation lounge, holodeck, sick bay, officers' quarters. Okay, so each one of these... Okay, each of these, adds something. But I'm assuming it also costs... Yeah, it also costs resources as well. Okay. Accommodates 10 crew in crammed, limited quality quarters. Alright. Your crew is the lifeblood of your ship. Each room requires personnel to operate, so keep this in mind when adding new rooms or upgrades. Don't forget to provide the necessary accommodation or morale may drop faster than you'd like. Good to know. Tuvok, what you got? Captain, the array's jamming signal has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communication. Let's hope they respond. Hail the array. Ugh, who's this? Why are you bothering me? Oh, it's you. Why are you back? You don't have what I need. I remember that voice, Captain, the old guy with the banjo, though he seemed a lot less jellyfishy back on the array. I'm Captain Janeway of the Federation starship Voyager. We mean you no harm. We just want our people back. Your people? Your people are no longer here. They might have what I need. You'll just have to leave them. Scan the array for Harry and Milana. I won't rely on the words of a stranger. Scan the array for life signs of Harry and Taurus. No sign of them, Captain, and no humanoid life forms indicated at all. Who or what are we talking to right now? Let's appeal to his sense of humanity. We are entrusted with their safety. Their families and friends rely on us to bring them home. They are our responsibility. I understand, but I had no choice. There just isn't enough time. Time for what? I must honor a debt that can never be repaid. Find something that cannot be found. What kind of debt? Maybe we can help. Weren't you listening? It can't be repaid. All I can do is protect them. No. You're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. We've been cut off, Captain. Damn it. We haven't gotten any closer to Harry and Torres. If you managed to get him to open up a bit, maybe Starfleet diplomacy isn't so bad after all. Captain, if I may. I have observed that the array is sending energy pulses towards the fifth planet of the neighboring system ever since our arrival. Given the lack of information regarding our missing crew's location, investigating this planet appears to be the most logical next step. It's the only lead we have. Thoughts, Commander? It seems our paths are intertwined, Captain. Let's use this opportunity to find our people and bring them back. Agreed. Mr. Paris, I want you at the helm of this one. Let's find our people. Set a course for the fifth planet in the neighboring system. Maximum warp. Okay, the sector map shows the entire sector with several star systems. You can either travel directly to another system, or you can scan the system first and select a specific POL to visit. Oh, POI, point of interest. Yeah, let's finish this up first, and then we'll head over. Captain, we found an abandoned ship adrift in space. It's powered down but structurally sound with steel storage compartments. Let's leave the storage alone and focus on salvaging from other parts of the ship. We found a few resources, Captain. Okay, so 197 deuterium. Cool, I'll take it. Alright, there's the sector map. Okay. Okay, we built emergency quarters, accommodates 10 crew and crammed limited quality quarters, -1 morale per cycle. Cool. Alright, and then I might be able to build a bit more with this ruined room here. Okay. And eventually I can demolish it, right? Oh! So this gives me a manifest. Good to know. I could upgrade this, but my current technology is insufficient. Okay, good to know. Alright. Good. Okay. If I built another set of quarters like this, would that decrease my morale more or decrease it less? I don't know. Okay, so this allows me to have more resource capacity. Okay. And that allows me for more energy capacity. I'm not gonna look at the Borg technology because I want to wait for the full game for that. Combat, what do we got here? Not enough resources. Okay, so I need 50... 50 duranium and tritanium. Okay. Alright, let's build a second set of quarters here. Okay, there we are. Alright, let's scan a few of these planets. Deuterium is there. Okay. More deuterium there. More deuterium. Duranium. Duranium. What's this? A spatial anomaly. Interesting. Duranium. Duranium. Deuterium. More deuterium. Okay. What would I need to upgrade my emergency quarters into something a bit more sustainable? Okay, I need 50 duranium, but I don't have the technology for that, so... What would the workshop do? Reduce crafting times by 25%. Okay. Science lab. So I need duranium and tritanium. Okay. Alright. displayed number of cycles indicates how many cycles it'll take until deuterium is depleted and the energy system switches to gray mode with the batteries. Alright, good to know. Alright, let's go back to the sector map here. The system map, sorry. Sorry, folks, I'm still kind of finding my way through this. Okay, that's 3 cycles away. That's 2 cycles away. And I can only carry up to 1,000 deuterium. I think what I'll do is... Okay, yeah, let's go this way. We'll make a quick detour before we hit the 5th planet. An abandoned ship adrift in space, powered down but structurally sound. Let's salvage other parts from the ship. A moderate amount of resources. Okay. Sweet. Oh, Campa. Okay. Yep. Cass's homeworld. Close report. Captain, we've reached our destination. Orders? Let's continue. There we are, Captain. And might I say, what a ride. Voyager handles like a dream. Responsive, agile. Don't get too carried away, Mr. Paris. Let's see what we have here. Alright, following the caretaker's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Are Harry, Kim, and B'Elanna perhaps being held in this place? What's so special about this ugly old space rock? Let's check the energy impulses first. Anything noteworthy about the energy pulses? They are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of the desert. I recommended a away team investigate the area. Excuse me. There is something else. The interval between each pulse has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array. They're getting faster. The entity said he's running out of time, right? Whatever that means, we better hurry. Let's scan the planet. It has all the basic characteristics of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no river, nothing. But there are settlements. Why would anyone want to live there? Strange, but intriguing. Alright, let's prepare an away team. We'll examine this world firsthand. Hey, I know that ship! Captain? A small ship is approaching. They're hailing us. On screen. A peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Perhaps an inhabitant of the Delta Quadrant? Greetings! Looking for something on this dusty old rock? Would we find anything, Mr... Neelix. Never seen a ship like yours. Let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard this story before. Thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the caretaker's been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Ocampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Ocampa. But, Captain, it's a tricky place. It's dangerous. You could use a guide, but of course a guide needs a little, you know, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful! To be honest, I've had it rough recently. Those pesky void wolves would have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. If you help us find our missing crew, you can have all the food and water you want. It's a deal. Okay. Rebuild Voyager and explore the system or skip cycles until Neelix is ready to talk. Okay. Oh, I'm almost out of energy. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Can I not upgrade the warp core? I guess not. Okay. Okay, so I don't have the resources for that. Requires 20 dilithium, 100 duranium, and 50 tritanium. Okay. Well, if we can try, if we can make it over here, let's grab that duranium if we can. I'm sorry, deuterium. Alright, let's salvage this ship. A moderate amount of resources. Okay. Oh! So it shaved off some of the cap that I have. Okay, that's good to know. But at least I have full deuterium now. Oh. What a delicious meal! A culinary masterpiece! I've never encountered such a tangy but comforting, smooth yet vibrant concoction. What was it called again? Tomato soup. Tomato soup? I'm something of a culinary wizard myself, you know. My Alfarian hair possible is widely known for its bold, mouth-watering taste. Mr. Neelix, I am pleased you are enjoying yourself, but we need your assistance. Now. Ah, yes, your missing crew, right. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes. At their foot, you'll find a Kazon Ogla encampment. Kazon Ogla? One Kazon sect of many. They control this part of the quadrant. They're a bit difficult, but with the right approach, even they could be reasoned with. I thought you said the Okampa had our people. Well, the Okampa do have your people. It's just finding them is a bit tricky. My old pal Maj Jabin, the Ogla leader, might know where to look. He's a nice guy, a bit gruff, but he owes me a favor. Let's get more information about these guys. I have a feeling that they're not exactly on the up and up. Anything else we should know about these Kazon Ogla, Mr. Neelix? Water's a precious commodity around these parts. The Ogla, they mostly get theirs through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy would go a long way. Alright, let's send an away team down. Very well, prepare an away team, and you'll accompany them, Mr. Neelix. Alright, before we do that, let's take a small detour. Nice! Okay. Let's use the tractor beam. The operation was a big success. Okay, so we got 69, nice. Lost 14 due to full storage, and we have 55 in total stored. So our duranium stores are now full, and I have to upgrade that in order to carry more. Oh wait, I had to build a cargo bay, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so these are ones that I haven't read. Okay. Keep track of your resources in the main HUD. Deuterium is the fuel that powers the warp drive. Uranium and tritanium are essential for construction and repair, and crew is needed to operate key systems and rooms. Alright, so I know how to repair a room. Alright, let's go back to Okampa. Actually, hold on a second. Before we do that... Oh, it's a star. Good to know. Alright, let's go back to Okampa. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Let's send our away team down. Let's see. Survivalist and innovator. Okay. Botanists are innovators too, right? All right. Well, I still feel like Tuvix would be the innovative sort with his logical mind. Let's go. The away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. The air is hot and dry, and a sandy wind whips into their eyes. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning, probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings in this dust bowl? Orient yourself using the cardinal points. Using his survival skills in the position of the sun, Chakotay determines the cardinal directions. He navigates the team through the rocky valley, eventually reaching a rocky ledge, gaining a better view of the surrounding area. In the distance, they spot the Kazon Ogla settlement. However, the wind is picking up and a massive sandstorm is approaching from the south. And did we get 300 deuterium from that? That's pretty cool. Captain, a sandstorm is heading our way. We need to find cover fast. Tuvix, I think we could use your logical deduction here. The away team quickly analyzes the terrain, discovering a natural crevice offering the best protection from the storm. The rock walls shield them from the worst of the wind and sand. After what seems like an eternity, the storm subsides. The away team emerges unharmed and sets off in the direction of the Kazon Ogla settlement. Sweet! Alright, sometimes certain approaches in away team missions bear additional risks. Dangerous approaches are marked by a danger level indicator. Failing such a challenge can result in injuries or even fatalities. Good to know. Captain, we've reached the settlement. How should we approach the people here? We'll let Neelix do the introduction here. Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Ogla in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement, Jabin, their leader. At the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around a corner. Cass. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he'd led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? Let's demonstrate strength. Oh, that combines their skills. That's right. And that gives us a better chance of finishing the story, of finishing this with a critical. Okay. Okay, if there is one thing that I would like to one critique that I would have of this game, I wish that there were tool tips on this. Like, if I hover over fatigue, I'd like to see how that affects the chances of the mission succeeding or not. Otherwise, I'm very, very, very much enjoying this game. This feels like a proper Star Trek adventure. Alright, let's assure them that we have no bad intentions. The away team calmly explains their peaceful intentions, emphasizing their desire to find their missing crew. The diplomatic approach eases the tension, and Jabin explains that the Ocampa live underground, their access controlled by the caretaker, who also provides their only source of water. As proof, Jabin points to the bruised woman he's holding as a slave, explaining that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface, when suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jabin and demands for the Ocampa girl to be freed. Things are getting out of hand, Captain. We should retreat. Let's see. Let's do a tactical retreat. Using their tactical training, the away team identifies the safest escape route and quickly retreats. The Kazon erupt in mocking laughter, seeing the away team's flight as a sign of weakness. Despite the taunts, the away team manages to escape with no casualties. Good. Safely back on Voyager, Neelix surprises the rest of the away team as he and the rescued women kiss passionately. How deep does the relationship between the two go? My dearest Kess, didn't I promise I'd save you? I knew you'd come for me, my love. You lied and endangered my crew. This is not how trust is built, Mr. Neelix. He was desperate, Captain, but I understand. I want to repay you and your crew for saving me. As Jabin said, the access to the underground city is controlled by the caretaker. There's a tunnel, but the caretaker sealed it with a security barrier. We may be able to transport through the barrier if it had the slightest breach. A transporter signal amplifier would be necessary. Excellent idea. Cass, can you help us once we located the breach? Of course, it's the least I can do. I'm grateful. Now... 1 second, folks. Okay. How did Kess and Neelix meet? I met Kess when I was trading with the Kazon Ogla. They enslaved her, but she was kind, even to someone like me. I had to get her out. He visited, brought me gifts, made me laugh. He was the only good thing in that terrible place. We fell in love. I admit I used you, Captain. I apologize, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Alright. Now, why did Kess come to the surface? If it's so dangerous on the surface, why did you leave your home? I felt a strong pull to explore the world beyond the city. I yearned for the freedom to discover new things and learn about myself. Seeing my people so dependent on the caretaker, unable to even think for themselves, it was unbearable. We were once a people who had full command of our mind's abilities. Alright, what do you know about the caretaker? For generations, he's provided the Okampa with food, water, energy, and protection from the outside world. Any idea why he doesn't or where he came from? No. We do have stories and legends about him, but they're just stories and legends. Alright, let's get back to it then. Alright, someone get started on that transporter signal amplifier, and Cass, we'll go to sickbay and have you examined. Do we have a sickbay? Okay. That's the science lab, and there's a sick... Okay, good, we do have a sickbay here. A shield generator. I'm gonna have to repair that eventually at some point, aren't I? Alright, I'll go with the science lab first. I don't think I have any injured crews, so... Wait, can I repair both at the same time? Oh, I can! Cool! Alright, let's do it! And let's investigate this, debris field if we can. Alright, the science lab is active. Captain, the science lab is back online. We can start researching the signal amplifier. Alright, do it. Okay. And sickbay is now active too. Cool. Injured and sick crew will be placed in the sickbay automatically. After treatment, they'll go back to work. Increase the efficiency of the sickbay by assigning a suitable hero. Computer, initiate emergency medical holographic program. Swish. With no other options available, Captain Janeway activates Voyager's emergency medical hologram. A shimmering figure materializes in sickbay, ready to provide critical care. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. I may or may not have had to channel my inner Robert Picardo for that. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay for now, and this patient, Cass. There's no need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury or disease. A broken ulna, a few minor bruises and grazes. Nothing I can't handle. You are in the most capable of hands, young lady. Thank you, Doctor. That's very kind of you. Hey, Easy. Hey, Voltic Surge. Good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so this game, Across the Unknown, was announced a couple of months ago, but what I'm playing right now is just the demo of it, and I'm having a fantastic time with it so far. I have to say that I'm really loving this demo. It feels like a proper Star Trek adventure. And Voltic Surge, I would say Seven was the best character in this show, but the Doctor definitely comes in as among my top 5 favorites. I expect you to do your best, Doctor. Do my best? Captain, I am programmed for optical medical care. What else would I do? Now, excuse me, I have a patient to attend to, and a sickbay to reorganize. Cool. Okay, we have the EMH. Alright, what's next? Let's see here. Everything looks good so far. Oh, my energy consumption. I have to be careful of that. And I don't have any tritanium, so I can't upgrade the warp core yet, which is a shame. But okay, let's move on over here. Our sensors have detected a small but stable spatial anomaly. It's not dangerous, but could provide valuable scientific data. Sorry. Let's conduct a detailed analysis. Nice. Okay. Science points. Produced in the science lab. Occasionally they can be obtained at away missions or points of interest. Science points are required to research technologies in the tech tree. Okay, cool. Alright. What else can we do? Science lab. Yeah, how's this coming along? Okay. Another cycle. Until we can... Alright. Let's go to this debris field and get some more of this debris. Okay, item research, transport signal amplifier, and the blueprint. Access the tech tree to research new upgrades. This way you can upgrade runes or unlock passive bonuses to improve efficiency. Certain technologies first require an upgrade to the tier of a technological category. Unlocking a new tech costs research points. Research points are produced by active science labs, but can also be gained as rewards like in away missions. Okay. Captain, the blueprints for the signal amplifier are complete. However, to start production, we need to repair the workshop. Alright, let's repair the workshop then. And then let's go into the tech tree. Okay, so let's see. Reduces shuttle construction time by 25. Okay, so when I click on a technology, that'll tell me. That'll tell me what I need to... Okay. Reveal this technology to learn more about... Oh, very interesting. So some technology can only be revealed by the story. That's good to know. Okay. Well, let's begin research of Tier 2. Alright. Oh, that's Tier 2 of Engineering, so... There's a separate Tier 2 for crew, science, combat, and Borg technology, but that's not going to be available to us until we get there, and that's going to take... That's probably won't be in the demo, that'll probably be in the full game. Okay, what do these do? Okay, so that automatically reveals... That's good to know. Double food rations. Okay. Enhanced quality replicators, deuterium waste reduction. The devs thought of just about everything here. I love it so much. This is so cool. This game feels very much like how I would expect a Voyager game to go. Like with this resource management and like the exploration and the science, it feels so much like Star Trek. I love it. Oh, this is so good. I'm having the time of my life. Okay, let's see. So I have 98 science points, right? So how much would this cost me? Okay. So I have 4 cycles until this finishes. Alright, good to know. All right. Okay, so let's do this. Nice. Okay, so we have full storage in deuterium. I'm sorry, duranium. Am I missing anything in this system? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I don't think I'm missing much. Bring me into... Okay, cool. Ooh, is there coffee in this interstellar cloud? Let's go! Because we got plenty of duranium. Sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. I don't think we need... I think we can only carry up to 1,000, right? Yeah, alright, so no need to risk the ship. Let's just deploy collector probes. Cool. Okay. Let's... Oh, I can't set a course for a star. That's too bad. I want to recreate the intro of the show. Alright. Reduces crafting times by 25%. The workshop is now active. Okay. Captain, I need to address the lack of quarters. Many are sleeping in the corridors and morale is suffering. I'd suggest building new quarters so more people can sleep in their own beds. I'll have 40 cycles to accomplish this task. Okay. Let's build enough to inhabit all the crew. Workshop repair, Captain. We can start production at the signal amplifier. Cool. Let's see. So we can't send crew here because the life support is inactive. Okay. All right. Alright, let's clear that out. And I'll see if I can clear... Oh, I can't do that because I don't have the tritanium. Okay. Well, poop and cottage cheese. Oh, but there's room over there, so... I don't have enough work teams to do more. Alright. Well, I think that should do for now. Engineering Tier 2 is researched. Cool. And we found a ship. Let's salvage the other parts from it. Okay. Cool. Let's head back to the caretaker sector. Real quick. Whoops. The signal amplifier has been completed and is ready for use, Captain. It will be wise to make haste back to the Ocampa. Alright, cool. Those ruined rooms are good. Alright then. Yeah, we'll head back to Ocampa and we'll take care of this now. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Let's send an away team. I think I'm gonna leave Neelix out of this one and bring Chakotay in instead. Upon materializing near the tunnel entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they draw their weapons. "The cowards have returned!" some of them shout. Captain, the Kazon look even more aggressive this time. What are our orders? Let's go with this. Nice! Critical success. The away team takes cover using the rocky terrain to their advantage. They launch a coordinated attack, surprising the Kazon with their disciplined tactics and well-aimed phaser fire. Excuse me. The Kazon, overwhelmed by the unexpected resistance, are forced to retreat. The team then proceeds to the tunnel entrance. Captain, we've reached the tunnel entrance, using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. Alright, Kess. Tuvix is fatigued, but let's try having him there too. The away team deploys the transporter signal amplifier, carefully scanning the barrier for any vulnerabilities. After a tense few minutes, they locate a small breach in the energy field. They successfully transport themselves to the opening and into the tunnel. Beyond the barrier, the tunnel opens into a breathtaking sight. Embedded into a large cavern, a futuristic environment with smooth white walls emerges in front of the away team, glowing in a warm white light and glittered with patches of green. The Ocampa City. Captain, we're inside the Ocampa City, but it's a maze of streets and chambers. How shall we proceed to find Harry and Bellana? I'll let Kess lead the search. Kess approaches a group of Ocampa, respectfully asking for assistance to locate the missing Harry and Bellana. The Ocampa, touched by her concern, eagerly provide directions to a medical facility. The away team eventually finds their crew members, awake but disoriented, surrounded by strange medical equipment. Bellana, wary of the unfamiliar faces, instinctively reaches for a weapon, but before any confrontation can occur, the ground starts to shake violently. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, that's a morale boost that I got there. Cool. A message from Captain Janeway cuts the joy of the reunion. The caretaker array has apparently repositioned itself and is now firing at the tunnel entrance. Uh-oh. We need to get out of here. That'll give me more... I don't really need it. So let's go with this. Lead the team through the collapsing tunnels. Critical success. The away team quickly navigates the collapsing tunnels. They dodge falling debris and leap over widening chasms, escaping the crumbling ceiling just in time. Soon they reach the exit, the security barrier the only thing standing between them and their escape. The tremors are interfering with the signal amplifier's focus, Captain. The connection is constantly being interrupted. We can't beam out like this. Alright, let's try to analyze the tremors interference pattern and recalibrate the transport signal amplifier accordingly. The team analyzes the tremors interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal amplifier to compensate. The transporter signal stabilizes, allowing the away team to lock onto the beam and materialize safely back onto Voyager. And we got 18 science points for that. I will take it. Sweet deal. B'Elanna has been recruited. Back on Voyager, Harry Kim breathes a sigh of relief while B'Elanna Torres eyes her Starfleet rescuers with suspicion. The Maquis engineer struggles to understand a sudden alliance. Miss Torres, welcome aboard Voyager. I'm Captain Catherine Janeway. And Ensign Kim, it's good to have you back in one piece. Reporting for duty, Captain. I didn't think I'd ever see Voyager again. It's good to be back. What the hell is going on here, Chakotay? Since when are we cozying up the Starfleet? It's a long story, B'Elanna. Let's just say we had to compromise to get you back. And we share a common goal, getting back home. Anything you learn on the planet could help us. What can you tell us about the Ocampa? Annoyingly friendly and incredibly naive. They wouldn't last 5 minutes on the surface. Apparently, they've been living underground for over 500 generations. That's true. Our ancestors lived on the surface once. Ancient journals tell us the caretaker opened a deep chasm and let us underground. Any idea why? The Ocampa mentioned something called the warming. The day our surface turned into a desert. On that day, the caretaker appeared and built our city. Since then, he's provided for the Ocampa. A debt that can never be repaid. Say again, Lieutenant Tuvok? There is enough evidence for me to form a reasonable hypothesis, Captain. The Ocampa homeworld turned into a desert from one day to the next. The caretaker's immediate arrival seems to be no coincidence. I assume he is responsible for the ecological damage, building the underground city and caring for them. He seems to be trying to make amends. But how could he cause such devastation to render a planet incapable of sustaining life? I confess I do not know, Captain. 1 second, folks. Okay, sorry about that. Let's ask if they learned anything about the caretaker. He's been acting weird lately, apparently abducting people is a new hobby of his. Oh, and he increased the Ocampo's power supply enough to last them for 5 years, if I recall correctly. And he destroyed the tunnels. It sounds like he's preparing for something, but what? Thanks, Easy. The caretaker mentioned that you might have what he needs. Can you make sense of that? We woke up covered in strange ulcerations. The Ocampa said we were sent away to prevent some kind of plague. Except we weren't sick before we met the guy. What a crock. They also said the caretaker had sent others with the same disease, but they didn't recover. They died. I want you both in sickbay now. Captain, their condition is unusual. It appears to be a cellular disruption caused by the introduction of foreign genetic material. Their bodies are rejecting it, rather violently, I might add. They're fortunate. A few more days and the cellular disruption would have been fatal. Foreign genetic material? For what purpose? An excellent question, Commander. It appears to have been introduced deliberately. Though why anyone would want to inject them with incompatible DNA is beyond my comprehension. Prognosis, Doctor? I've already started the treatment. With my expertise, they should make a full recovery. Captain, there is now enough evidence to form a reasonable hypothesis. The caretaker provides the Ocampo with a mere 5 years' worth of energy, then destroys the access tunnels. In addition, he frequently mentioned running out of time. The caretaker has sustained the Ocampo for millennia. Why this sudden urgency? It is illogical. My conclusion is that he does not intend to continue his role as caretaker. The doctor's discovery further confirms my hypothesis. The caretaker has enacted measures to safeguard the Ocampo for as long as possible. However, they will run out of energy eventually, so he seeks a successor, someone who holds the key to their survival, a compatibility with the caretaker's DNA. This explains the abduction and subsequent testing of individuals from various sectors. I believe that the caretaker is dying. If he dies, how the hell are we supposed to get home? We have to return to the array before it's too late. Captain, given the caretaker's reluctance to cooperate, a more assertive approach may be necessary. The Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. I believe a bit of tactical planning is in order. Shields first, then phasers. Agreed. Let's get the shield generator up. No sense in going into battle if we can't protect ourselves. Alright, oh yeah, I can research more stuff if I wanted to. Let's see here. Let's go with this if we can. Can we do that? Oh, we need to unlock the tier. Okay. Let's do that. 4 cycles. Okay, cool. Okay, now, let's see. Let's build more crew quarters, because I know that we were supposed to do that. Oops. Okay, so I need more work teams. Okay. Okay, so I need to upgrade this. Alright, well, let's see. Can I? Doesn't look like I can. Not yet, anyway. Let's see. Okay, doesn't look like I'll be able to upgrade this anytime soon. "17 cycles before entering Force Gray mode." Okay. Alright, let's see if we can maybe grab some deuterium from one of these planets. Okay. Maybe we can plot a course here. Cool. Let's grab some of those handy dandy resources. Sweet deal. Alright, we're full of deuterium again. That sounded way worse than I had intended it to. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Alright, we'll repair the phaser control room and the torpedo control room. Oh, good. Maybe that's for the best. Easy. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's go this way. You know, now that I think of it, maybe I should leave some of these planets ready. Like, I should leave some of these planets and their resources. Because I might have to come back here later on. So maybe it might not be a good idea to completely clear the system out of resources. So maybe once I enter orbit of this planet, I'll just leave it alone for the time being. Alright, this fires a powerful beam that deals moderate damages to shields and moderate damage to hull. Phasers in combat increase. Providing more energy to phasers in combat increases fire rate, and each additional phaser control room increases phaser energy threshold in combat by 2, and Weapon sets some health in combat by 40. Good to know. Our offensive and defensive capabilities have been restored, Captain. We're as ready as we'll ever be. Let's show the squadron what we're really made of. Alright, yeah, I'll leave these planets alone for now. We do have a storage limit. It's up to... We can only carry up to 1,000 deuterium. And, let's see. 100 uranium, 100 tritanium, and 1,000 food. Like, the storage limit is different for each resource that we have. So it's kind of like Stellaris. If you've ever played that, you have like a cap on how many resources you can collect at any given moment. Alright, I think we've got enough deuterium to last us until we can deal with the array. Let me see something here real quick. Now, that's what the cargo bay is for, though, too. Like, if I were to build a cargo bay inside the ship, that would increase my storage capacity. So, let me see, actually. Let me show you, actually, real quick. If I go to the ship menu here, I could build a cargo bay, and that would increase, sorry, my capacity for any chosen resource. So, like, I could have one for deuterium or food or duranium or tritanium if I wanted to. Don't I have enough crew quarters? Well, let's build another crew bay then. Well, this is a demo, so I would expect at least a couple of them to be blocked off easy, but I'm sure that with the full game we'll have a lot more freedom. All right. Okay, so that built more quarters. Let's see. Oh, I've only got like 2 duranium left. Let's try this. Let's destroy the vessel and towers of debris. Nice! Okay. Cool. Now, can I build a second one? Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. Cool. Sweet deal. Hopefully that helps appease my crew. Alright. Captain, we reached our destination. Orders? Let's continue. Uh-oh. That's not good. The K's on. It seems we were expected, Captain. It's the K's on. They're hailing us. They're probably not calling the chat. I'll have our Maquis Raider man. You'll have support if this turns into a fight, Captain. Excellent idea, but let's see what the K's on had to say first. Ah, the cowards have returned. Come to beg for scraps, have you? All we care about is getting home, Jabin. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. No, I won't allow it. We have no dispute with you. Of course not. Cowards rarely do. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. Then step aside and let the strong claim the prize. The array is mine. Jabin, can't we discuss this like two civilized... He's disconnected, Captain, and they're powering up their weapons. Battle stations. Each combat encounter, you may choose up to 3 heroes to utilize their specific strengths and abilities. Click on the plus symbol to select new heroes. Alright, good to know. Let's see. Coordinated attack, evasive maneuvers, and shield hacking all sound good to me. Let's begin combat. The Voyager will fight semi-autonomously. Phasers are fired automatically, torpedoes are fired manually. You control the ship by opening the command menu and deciding how to approach the enemy. Alright, complete tutorial steps to continue. Alright, order your ship to try and attack and defend a side with either defensive or offensive movement. Fleeing requires enemy engines to be damaged, while surrendering costs resources as a form of payment. You can also repair damaged subsystems. Proceed to offensive movement. Let's target their shields. Hi, Faith. Good to see you. Folks, for those of you who don't know, Faith is she has this multimedia project called Stardust, and it's essentially a tabletop game and also a novel. So, under her label is Sublight Games, so go check that out if you can, and help support a trans creator, just like myself, okay? This game looks a bit like Ixion and XCOM, and yes, I agree. It does feel that way. I haven't played either of those games, but I have seen gameplay footage of those too, and yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with that. Okay. In battle, the hero's abilities can be activated either by selecting them with the mouse or by pressing the number keys. A blue countdown indicates that the ability is activated, while a white countdown shows the cooldown time until the ability is ready for use again. For more detailed ability info about the effect of the abilities, hover over the respective image with the mouse. Alright, torpedoes have to be fired manually. Shift key or left trigger on the controller. They're very powerful weapons causing great damage to systems and hull. However, their effect is negligible against shields, so make sure you fire from the right angle. That is good to know. Okay. So it looks like their rear shields are damaged. An enemy ship has surrendered, Captain. All right! And it looks like Chakotay... Oh, okay! It looks like Chakotay was attacking that ship too, but all right. We repaired our hull, so 97%... I mean, we didn't repair our hull, that we only suffered like 7% hull damage. We only suffered 3% hull damage, I'm sorry. My mind is just not working today. That went better than expected. Our raider's still in good shape. I'll keep it close by just in case more Kazon decide to show up. You are strong, Captain, but there is strength in numbers. I've called for reinforcements. This array will be mine. Then I guess we don't have much time. Hail the array. Well, aren't you persistent? We need you to send us back where we came from. Impossible. I've barely enough strength to complete my work. I must protect the Ocampa. If I don't, the Kazon will steal their water. They won't be able to survive. I could confront him, or I could try to persuade him to let go of the Ocampa. I think I'll go with this option, the more compassionate one. Did you ever consider allowing the Ocampa to care for themselves? They're children. Children grow up. They need challenges. Maybe the Ocampa are stronger than you think. You've dragged us into this. You need to send us... Captain, Jabin wasn't bluffing. His reinforcements have arrived. I could try to access the array system to transport us to the Alpha Quadrant, Captain. No, I'm fading. Time is up. If you leave, the array will be left to the Kazon. They will annihilate the Ocampa. You must destroy it. Don't listen to him. We'll be stranded. Please, protect the Ocampa. What is right and what is easy? The caretaker fades away, collapsing into an inert crystalline form. Janeway is now faced with an impossible choice. Return home to the Alpha Quadrant, leaving the Ocampa defenseless, or sacrifice Voyager's return to ensure their safety. The clock is ticking. He's gone. Captain, the Kazon are closing in. Shall I try to access the primary control system to send us back? Oh boy, I could try sending us home. But that would leave the Ocampa at the mercy of the Kazon. Oh no. I know that that's the appeal of this game. I could do whatever I wish. Wouldn't it be funny if it worked when the game just ended? Yes, it would. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna do what the Starfleet folks do and destroy the array. We never asked to be involved, but we are. I won't trade the lives of the Ocampa for our convenience. Lieutenant Tuvix, ready the Tricobalt devices. What are you doing? The array's our only way out of here. You can't... I can, and I will. Tricobalt devices ready, Captain. Fire. We'll find another way home. I promise. Who do you think you are, making the decision for all of us? It was the right decision, Bellana. The Okampa. They remind me of our own people. We were fighting a more powerful enemy to protect our own. The Okampa deserve that too. This is what happens at the show, so might as well. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. But I might do a playthrough at some point where I decide to use the Caretaker's Array and get us home instead. 70,000 light years. We're really stranded, aren't we? Great. Now I'll definitely mix my next Outbeat review. That's correct, Easy. We're playing as the captain. A misbehavior review should not be your primary concern at the moment, Mr. Paris. Thanks, Tuvok. Hadn't thought about that. Hopefully Chakotay's better written in the... You know, I recall Space Doc saying that he had the charisma of a potted plant. Daniel from Space Doc said that, and that was arguably the funniest thing I think I've ever heard about a character on this show. Jabin is hailing us, Captain. You have made an enemy today. Mr. Paris, put some distance between us and this place. Alright, Voyager's hull can be damaged in combat, dialogue, spatial phenomena, or if the main deflector is offline. If the hull integrity reaches 0, Voyager will be destroyed and the game is over. Hull doesn't regenerate by itself. To repair the hull, assign a work team in the engineering office. Okay. Wow. This is really it. Now we essentially have free reign. That's kind of wild. Alright. I'll go to the sector in just a moment. Okay, so these quarters are almost done. Alright. I think what I'll do is I'll make a round trip. Let's destroy the vessel and salvage the debris. Okay. That'll get us a bit more duranium. Let's try to collect some deuterium too, because we're gonna need some fuel. Alright. The crew is very happy about the fulfilled promise, Captain. 400 morale. Alright! Yes, Faith, I believe you are correct. Yeah, I believe he was Latino. Alright. Sorry. The map screen is very Ixion. Yeah! Yeah! It is. It does kind of remind it also kind of reminds me a bit of FTL, Faster Than Light, which is also a very fun game, by the way. But okay, Captain, we got a major problem brewing down in engineering. Deuterium levels are critical. The ship won't last long without a refuel. Thankfully, I am on my way to do just that. Okay. Not as much as I was hoping for, but we still got a good amount. And there's some over here. You know what else this also kind of reminds me of, the gameplay here? It kind of reminds me of this game that I saw my buddy Wretch play called Crying Suns. I've been hearing that's great. That's a game that's been on my wish list for a while now, and I do want to try that at some point. Maybe I'll stream it. I don't know yet, but yeah, Crying Suns. From what I've seen of that, that's a fun game too. Very moody storytelling, mind you, but it's also very engaging. Okay, so we got 564 deuterium. Crew is very happy about the fulfilled promise. Well, I aim to please. Let's top it off if we can. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the cargo bay is overflowing. If we find any more of it, we'll have nowhere to put it. We would just lose valuable resources. I was wondering if we could expand our storage capacity with a new cargo bay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. My problem with Star Trek is the level of magic tech or Clark tech in this setting really just doesn't make for a good survival story. It's vaguely said that you're far from the home, but it never feels like the crew's ever... You know, that's a fair criticism of the series. I understand where that comes from, and I don't disagree with that. Well, with that being said, though, Star Trek does take place with like a utopian society with like utopian ideals, so it's kind of hard to portray the it's kind of hard to portray danger when the crew has much of the comforts at home that even we living in this era don't really have, if that makes any sense. Like they have access to technology that lets them replicate food and cure just about any illness that they come across, so it does seem like they have a bit more it seems like they're better off than most would be. All right, let's see if we can get the deuterium from here. Nah, you know what? Never mind. We'll leave that go for now. Okay, cool. Let's build a cargo bay then. Maintenance, cargo bay. Alright, let's collect any accessible resources. Cool! Alright, we're full on duranium here. Alright. Let's put some distance between us and the caretaker system. Cool. Alright, cargo bay is active. Okay, so I can store multiple types of resources here if I want it. Oh, I can only store one type of resource here. Okay, that's good to know. Alright. And I can upgrade this in the future if I decide I want to, and if I have the technology to do it. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab that deuterium over there. Let's try the Busar collectors this time by flying into the atmosphere. Sweet. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay. RDM left Voyager because he became frustrated with the production team lacking vision and losing focus, and then he wanted to do BSG as an up yours to the STV team. Yep, and BSG and RDM's BSG ended up being one of the best sci-fi shows ever created. Battlestar does do a better job of conveying that survival premise than Voyager ever did, I would say. Okay. All right, let's scan some planets. Baxial freighter. Okay. There's some uranium here. There too. A deactivated alien probe of unknown origin. Not transmitting any signals, but could contain valuable data that we can acquire for scientific research. Ooh. That looks like a Mustafar type planet there. Let's see. Okay. More uranium there. There's deuterium here. What do we got here? Okay. Deuterium. Uranium. Emanations. While scanning the ring system of a Class D planet, Voyager detects traces of the 247th element of major breakthrough for the Federation. Analyzing these samples could provide valuable scientific insights. Okay. I don't disagree with that, Faith. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Absolutely. Having only played this game for like about, holy crap, it's been 2 hours already? Jesus. I'm having a lot of fun with this. It feels like a Star Trek game should. It feels like how Star Trek Voyager should have been in the show, but it's like fully interactive too. Like I've been having a lot of fun with this game. There are admittedly not too many games that convey the Star Trek feel, and this game is one of them. Bridge Commander was also one of them, which I adore to death. It's what inspired me to become a visual effects artist, believe it or not. And this game also feels very Star Trek, very exploratory, very much like a puzzle, but also it captures the feel of Voyager being like a ship that's just trying to make it home with what resources they have on hand. Interstellar cloud, okay. And another one over there. Okay. Alright, so Voyager's over here. Let's do a round trip. So I'll go around and try to grab what resources I can. Let's conduct a detailed analysis. The analysis was only partially successful. Okay, 50% reward distribution. I'll take it. Beware the cloud that has the munchies. No, beware the cloud that has the alcohol. You know what? Beware the cloud that has the munchies too. All right, let's grab deuterium from that planet. Cool. Oh yeah, I can carry more now. I can carry it to 1500. Cool. Let's go this way. So I'm not really having a shortage of uranium at the moment. Let's send an engineering team to perform repairs on this ship here. All damage was repaired and we received a good amount of resources as thanks. Cool, I'll take it. Decent trade-off. We detected a small debris field scattered across a wide area. The debris appears to be the remnants of a vessel. Maybe we can find something useful here. Let's give it a shot. Cool. All right. Now let's see. Emanations. While scanning the ring system of a Class D planet, Voyager detects traces of the 247th element, a major breakthrough for the Federation. Analyzing these samples can provide valuable scientific insights. Let's dispatch a team to invest. Actually, wait a minute. Okay. I think light green is supposed to be very good and dark green is supposed to be just good. Let's do it. A beam sample carries traces of a web-like fibrous substance. The material appears to match the element detected by sensors, though the quantity is insufficient for detailed analysis. Okay. Sensors detect a dense cloud of interstellar gas with an unusually high concentration of deuterium. Well, we don't need this much. Okay, the collection probes have gathered a substantial amount of deuterium. Cool, okay. And then we can collect some tritanium over here. 70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together, Commander. Your decision didn't win you any friends, Kazon, Maquis, and Starfleet, but I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on 1 ship, stranded in the Delta Quadrant, fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The Maquis are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside and work together. To coexist. Coexist, huh? Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's first officer. First officer? You're willing to trust the Maquis with that responsibility? I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning. A chance to forge a new path, together. Neelix, Kess, you wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies, water, medicine? Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much want to be a part of your journey. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, you haven't lived until you tasted my Anglobosk. But more than that, Captain, I can be your morale officer. Keep those smiles bright on this long voyage home. I have a feeling you'll need that. A guide, a cook, and a morale officer? That's quite a resume, Mr. Neelix. And Kess, what about you? What do you hope to gain from this journey? I want to see the galaxy. There's so much out there I don't know. So much to explore and discover. Perhaps this journey could help me understand my own telepathic abilities better. Learn more. Develop them. Space him immediately. Sorry, Voltic, I'm not all about that life. As much as I appreciate the thought. I'm not going to turn down a potential resource, even if it is somewhat polarizing. But I also want to help. After the doctor cured my wounds, I realized I want to help people too. Maybe I could learn from him, assist in sickbay. I think the doctor would be glad to have you. Very well then, welcome aboard. Captain, you might want to see this. Looks like we stirred up a little trouble. In a good way, I think. Oh. A sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabine's sparked a mass escape from the Kazon slave camp. Janeway wastes no time ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed aboard. Neelix is surprised to find another Talaxian, Zibayan, who was captured while exploring the Okampa landscape. Gratefully joins the growing crowd of survivors seeking the doctor's care. Alright, everybody, listen up. We're alone in an uncharted part of the galaxy ripe for scientific discovery. We must face the unknown with open minds, eager to explore and learn. To survive, we must work together as one crew. As the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we'll continue to chart new territories and unravel the secrets of this region. But our objective is to return home. 75 years is unacceptable. We will innovate. We'll search for advanced civilizations, wormholes, anomalies, any breakthrough that can shorten our journey. We will analyze, innovate, discover. Somewhere along this journey, we will find a way back. Well spoken, Captain. Mr. Paris, you've proven yourself a skilled pilot and a valuable member of this crew. I hereby appoint you as our flight control officer. For the first time, I don't know what to say. Perhaps a state that you would like to embrace more frequently from now on, Lieutenant Paris. Tuvok, that was savage. Lieutenant Paris has a nice ring to it, don't you think? Hey, Harry, I bet your only promotion is just around the corner. I'm sorry. That really hit me in my funny bone. Jesus. Okay, I'm good. I'm good now. Oh boy, imagine me becoming captain one day. Very well, gentlemen. As first official act in your new position, Lieutenant Paris, set a new course for home. Keck. All right, that's the end of the demo. Wow. Okay. Captain, you've reached the end of the demo. You made a brave choice to destroy the Caretaker's array, stranding your crew far from home for the greater good. The real adventure starts now. Add Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown to your wish list and be ready to continue the mission when the full game launches. Thank you for playing. Can I explore a little bit more? Okay. I can still explore this. But I think this is as far as I can really go in the demo. Okay. Sector threat level. Okay. Oh, I never noticed this. The higher your threat level, the shorter will be the time between enemy attacks. Okay. Well, folks, I very much enjoyed this demo. This was lots of fun. This felt very much the way a Star Trek Voyager game I would expect it to feel. This was lots of fun. I had a great time with this, and I'm looking forward to playing the full game once it comes out. This demo reminds you of the summary you get in Wastelands 3's demo about all the decisions you made and how poor the choice you made could have been. Yeah, I think you could potentially prematurely end your run of this game if you decide to use the Caretaker's array to get home. But I haven't tested that myself. But I might do that at some point. And I had to wonder if I can import this profile to the full game once it comes out. I don't know if that's possible or not, but all right, folks. I've been streaming for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a blast with this game, and once I get the full version of this game, it is wishlisted on my Steam. Once I get the full version of this game, I would love to continue playing it for you guys. So until next time, folks, I have been Burning Earth Chris, and remember, you had the power to set the world on fire. You had the power to make a difference. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.